Hi and welcome to this look at the 14-day weather prospects. There has been a lot of rain in much of the UK recently, but the good news is things are looking somewhat drier in the coming days. I'll start off by taking a look at the GFS forecast pressure and precipitation sequence. So at 09 GMT today, what we can see is there's an area of low pressure just pulling away eastwards from the UK. And it's heading into continental Europe. It's responsible for the cloud and rain which southern and central areas have seen this morning. So I'll start the animation and take us into the weekend. So by 15 GMT on Saturday, the UK is under a coldish north or northwesterly airstream. There will be showers around, shown by the blue shading on this chart. Most of them being in coastal counties and across Scotland, but a few could push inland, even into central parts of Britain. Let's continue the sequence. Now, 15 GMT, Sunday, the 11th of October. By then, high pressure is beginning to push in from the southwest, so showers are likely to become increasingly confined to eastern coastal counties. But with the high pressure pushing in, there could well be an early frost on Sunday morning in sheltered parts of the north. That's something to look out for. And also keep an eye up to the northwest here. You can see this area of low pressure. Now, I'll resume the animation and watch what happens as we go into the early part of next week. So you can see a little area of low pressure sink southwards across the UK, bringing another period of cloud and rain to much of the country. Now, if I resume it once again, you can see that clears away, and then we get high pressure again, trying to build in from the southwest during Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. There is uncertainty about how much influence this is going to have on our weather. It had been looking like it would at least result in 3 or 4 days of dry conditions across most of the country. Some uncertainty about that just now. If I bring up the GFS forecast chart for Friday the 16th of October, what we can see by then is high pressure has declined and the UK is under quite a brisk west or southwesterly flow. With high pressure centred to the south of the UK, so by then we'd be looking at showery conditions returning, particularly to western and northern areas. At the same time, here's what the European ECM model shows. We've got also areas of low pressure beginning to have more influence on the weather again, so there would be risk of rain. This one's showing them heading southeastwards into continental Europe with high pressure to the north of the UK, perhaps keeping it drier in Scotland, but don't pay too much attention to the details at this range. It's a big picture that we need to focus on. If we skip to the Canadian model, the GEM, for the same time and date, we can also see areas of low pressure beginning to have influence on the UK's weather. So these three runs are all suggesting that during the second half of next week, high pressure could well decline once again, and showers or longer spells of rain may be returning. It's something to keep an eye on. Now, beyond that, let's see what may happen. So this is the 16-day GEFS ensemble plot for London. We've got the time axis going across the horizontal here. It goes out to about the 23rd of October. And as usual, on the upper half of the plot, we see 850 HPA temperatures. Those are the temperatures at about 1,500 metres above sea level. And on the lower half, we've got forecast rainfall or precipitation, to be more accurate. Now, you can see that we've got some rain spikes appearing here around the 13th of October. That's the little area of low pressure which we just saw on the pressure sequence running southeastwards early next week. But generally, it's a drier picture for the London and southern part of England, at least until the middle of the month. Now, by the 15th and beyond, what we can see there is the number of rain spikes increases. So it does look as though high pressure during this period will be starting to have less influence on the weather, at least in southern counties. So a more unsettled picture looks like returning after the middle part of the month. If I jump up to the northwest of the UK to Glasgow, again it's quite a similar story. We've got some dry conditions in the short term, not completely dry. We've got the little area of low pressure running southeastwards early next week, bringing some rain. And then once we get to the middle part of the month, the number of rain spikes once again rises, indicating also in this part of the UK more unsettled weather begins to return. So how about temperatures? Well, as I hinted, in the short term, we're going to be seeing quite a cool north or northwesterly airstream. So we can see here the blue shading indicates the forecast temperature anomaly. This is for the next 5 days. And it's pointing towards cooler than average conditions across the UK and indeed across much of Western Europe. The warmth is reserved for Eastern Europe and across there into Russia in particular. Now, if we look at days 5 to 10, there's still a negative temperature anomaly over the UK. It's starting to moderate by then, so this is indicating that temperatures will probably be beginning to return towards the average as we go through this period, but still a little chilly for the time of year. And then finally, if we look at days 10 to 15, we can see there is still some blue shading over Scotland and Ireland, a little bit there over northern England, but generally temperatures are returning to the average or a little above, particularly in southern and central counties. So we are losing the cold signal between days 10 and 15 of the forecast period. So to begin to summarise that, it's quite a mixed picture. In the short term, a cool northwesterly airstream brings showery conditions. We then get another period of cloud and rain moving southeastwards during the early part of next week. Following that, high pressure builds from the west across the UK. There is uncertainty about how long it will bring drier conditions for, and later next week, perhaps next Thursday, Friday and beyond it, we could well see a return to more unsettled weather with an increase in risk of rain. However, temperatures will probably be rising during the second half of the forecast period, and between days 10 and 15 they could well return to be above the 30-year seasonal average. So it's a very mixed picture. The good news is it's not looking as wet as it has been recently, although there is rain in the forecast. But hopefully it won't be anything extreme like we saw last weekend. So it's mixed all in all. There we have it. Thank you for watching. Now, if you liked this video and would like to be informed when we release future ones, please hit the subscribe button below.